Hello YouTube. Today we're going to go over cleaning a 1911. All you really need is a boar snake, some cloth like an old t-shirt, that's what I got, and some lube. First thing you want to do, make sure your workstation's clean. Then you're going to check your gun. See she ain't got nothing there. Take out your magazine. And then now we're going to break her down, get into her, see what we got going on here. In order to do that, you come up here. Got a good spring in it. Twist it. It only twists all the way over one way. You got your spring. You're gonna take your barrel thread off. Most 1911s don't got that, but right here's. Gosh, need to get me a silencer or something for it. Muzzle brake. Okay. Let's get that there off. Take it, twist it over. It only comes off one way. So get that there off. Now you're gonna pull it back until it's lined up with that second notch. Not the one that it locked, not the locking one that it locks in with, but the second one. See, make sure she's good lined up. Now she's lined up. You just push it up one side, pull it. There she comes apart. Okay. As you're taking it apart, you can do it. You know, I mean, you can line all your parts up from right to left, you know, in the way that they come out. That way, kind of put them back together the same way. Come out. And right here, you're going to start a whole nother line down here. Right. And now for the barrel. Barrel just slides out. It's hard to do one-handed. Put your barrel. Now you just got your slide, which is emptied. Nothing's really in there, unless you want to take all that apart, but I don't. That's for another video. Okay. Now, one thing that you can do to these 1911s is you can really overlube them. As you can see, she's pretty overlubed right now. But I'll show you how to clean the barrel. Okay, I'm just going to insert this right here. Go through the top or the bottom. I guess I'll go through the bottom because that's what most people does. Pull it towards, like right there. Here's another thing. If I was just going to go to the range, I would just put some gun oil on it. And if I was just going to keep it up, you know, in a gun safe, I'd put gun grease on it. Instead, we're just going to clean it for, you know, just whenever we want to reach out, grab it, shoot it, or if we need to, I'm going to go put the CLP on it because it could be months before I shoot it. So, just take you a little bit of CLP right here. Put it right there on your barbs. And if you're from around Corbin or London, if you're closer to London, I would go to Center Target and purchase one of these snakes, or you can get them online on Amazon. I'd go to Center Target, or I would go, if I was closer to Corbin, I would go to Badwoods, because I mean they're fairly, the price on them is fairly, you know, it don't take that much, but we're gonna be wiping it out anyways. The price on them is fairly cheap with them, but I mean they're good people, got good customer care. I mean, you can always go to Wildcat up there in London, but you're not going to get near the customer care that you're going to get if you go to like Center Target or Badwoods. It only takes like 1 or 2 swipes. You don't want to overdo it. Let's do the shirt test. It's okay if it's still a little bit dirty. I mean, you got grease in there. Oil. We'll go one more time, and I think should be good. Now that you got her lubed up, you probably can't see in there, but now we're gonna wipe the slides down, the slide and everything. Dry first. Okay. Take it. Just wipe all that old grease, oil, whatever you're using out, because you're gonna have gunpowder in there. People recommend brushes. I have no problem with brushes, but this finish right here, it will scratch it off. And I know you're gonna be like, yo, just use brass brush. I mean, it's still gonna scratch it. If I was gonna use one of them little brushes, it would definitely be brass. And I've got some in there, but I don't really use them for these parts. I'll use it for like cleaning my firing pin and stuff, but that's about it. Just wipe everything down real good. You know, I mean, you're gonna be re-lubing all this anyways, and your main thing is not to use too much lube. See, I mean, will too much lube hurt them? It can, kind of, from what I've been told and what I've read. But I mean, I used to lube up all my guns like super lubey. Not as much no more now that I've figured out, you know, over the years. Watched a bunch of videos. I went through gunsmithing for a little bit, didn't finish. I'm gonna go back now that I got the time. I've actually learned how to properly lube stuff. Used to, I'd have it drain off the gun, which, I mean, can kind of cause more harm than good. But with that being said, you got everything wiped down. Finish wiping everything down. Another thing, most people's talking how you need to polish this and stuff. If you will do your break-ins like you're supposed to, shoot about 500 rounds through them, then you're usually good to go. Because I mean, I've got this is the factory magazine. I've got a bunch of the cheap steel 7-round magazines off eBay. Runs flawlessly through this thing with full metal jackets or hollow points. I've got some of the pro mags. I got a 10-round. I've got a 15-round pro mag for it. Do not recommend the magazine, but now that I've modified the 15-round, it functions flawlessly. The bottom kept busting off of it, so I bent it back out. I'm just cleaning them threads right now. I bent it out. I took, the bottom plate off of it, this thing, and I bent the sides out, stuck it back on there, and I pulled the spring to give it more tension. Now that magazine works fine. The 10-round magazine I got in it never really had a problem. From factory, it ran pretty good. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about polishing that, because I mean, you can honestly do more damage than good. If you're going to polish it, I would definitely work on polishing something else before I did the 1911 frame, because I mean, or the little thing right here. But yeah, all in all, Now she's ready for the lube. Let's see here. Turn over on the side, it ain't contaminated. Should have done that before we started. Alright. We'll take and fold it towards like 4 pieces, 4 sheets. Take your CLP. And you can either daub it on here, you know, on your reels, and then deal back down, wipe it back off, because I mean you ain't gonna need a whole lot. To me that's a waste. What I like to do is I like to take my CLP, you know, put you a nice little bit on there, go down. Now you can see it's going to finish bringing off that extra gunpowder and stuff. The good thing is it's 1911, so you just wipe down that slide. You know, take your fingernail, or if you got to, get you some of them picks. Those picks are amazing. Those, I ain't got none, but now those things does work pretty good. That way you can get down in them crevices, and you're just gonna pretty much wipe down the whole gun, everything on it. That's what I do. I'm gonna wipe it with that nice lube. After you get all the steel wiped down, metal, whatever you wanna call it, then you're gonna go back with the dry spot on it. And you're gonna wipe it back down again. Wipe it down until you dry. It's best if you cut more than what I did, but I only cut this piece because I'll probably end up shooting this gun later, honestly. I don't know why I clean it every day. Maybe I'll shoot the thing every day. You get that piece right there cleaned up, and you'll set it off to the side. Another thing I recommend on these 1911s is what's that bushing called? They've got a shoot, a little piston type deal that slips down over this, and what is that called? Buffer. They got buffers put on here. I do recommend that because they're plastic and you don't want steel rubbing on steel. You can buy like a whole pack of them for like $5 on eBay. That's something I need to get more of. That way it ain't metal to metal. I do highly recommend that. And most people are going to criticize me because I ain't got gloves on, but you know, my guns are not rusted. I'm gonna have the gloves on. Now after you reassemble it, this outer part right here, I recommend to wipe it off your fingerprint check because it will rust. But hey, it's all about your preference. That's the gun oil. Like I said, if I was just gonna go to shooting range, I would have put the gun oil on it, or I'm cleaning it and it might sit there for a couple days. I'm gonna go ahead and CLP it. And then if I was gonna keep it in the gun safe for 5 or 6 months or a year or something, I would put lube on it, like actual grease. Now really with this right here, I just pretty much take my rag with gun oil on it, start wiping everything on in there. Flashlight's blinding me on my phone. Here we go. Especially right there where that firing pin is, you want to really get it because it can get pretty nasty. Let's see here. You just pretty much just wipe her down real good. Then you can go back with your dry rag. I don't have fudge. Okay, I'll rip off a little piece out here of this shirt. Fuck. Fudge. Sorry, YouTube. Here we go. It's a nice piece of it. Well, contaminated, but I don't know what contaminated. Okay. Wipe down all on your inside. See, they'll just tell you to lube up your rails and stuff. And right here on the tip of your barrel. I mean, that's really mainly what needs lubed up. But I will put a little bit of a light thin layer on all of it. I want my guns to work flawlessly. I mean, what's the point of having one if you just, you know, just gonna abuse them, you know? You shouldn't. If you're really gonna trust your life with one, at least you just take care of it. As you can see, I do got some wear on the sides here, normal. This gun's been amazing for the price. One of the cheaper 1911s you can buy. And when I take my time and sit down, I can actually shoot pretty decent with it. I'm just so fat, that's the reason why, you know, I was missing that pumpkin. You get that though on them small jobs, let me tell you. You get them on them small jobs, boys. Right. Go ahead and put your barrel piece in there. Hold her in. I'm sure some people are gonna say go ahead and put this in. I honestly don't know if you can or not. I've never done it like that. Probably won't ever do it like that or attempt to do it like that, because that spring, put your eye out, son, let me tell you. All right, now, sorry, you got to put it back together. This piece right here, I'm gonna set it up against the barrel, and then this piece right here is gonna set out, or like that right there. It's on the barrel, and then you're just gonna slide your rails into. Give her a little. She does this every now and again. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, sometimes you gotta pull your barrel on up. Well, there we go. All right, now you're just gonna repeat the first step, and you're going to line your little hoe up. If you get her lined up, you're gonna grab your lock thing. Make sure you lube it up too, which I have done. I don't know how to edit my videos. Another thing is you gotta make sure, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta open it back up because that piece I told you to leave open a little bit on the barrel, it helps you out. If I had like a little nail or something, I could just poke it back out. But yeah, this little piece right here I told you to keep open on the barrel has done closed on me. No biggie, no biggie. And you're just gonna, okay. Pull our barrel up a little bit, see if that helps. There we go. Slip this right here. This part gets me every time, man. There we go. You gotta smack her a little bit. She likes it. She's a 1911. And you're gonna slip her on in there. Main thing is getting your barrel lined up with that little pin. You can push her in, and then make sure she's lined up perfect with that second line up from your lock. And she just pushes in. Bam. Now she's fully automatic. Pow, pow, pow. I'm just kidding. I think somebody said that, but you know how quick that would wear your gun out if it did work. All right. Now you're just gonna, you see this little barrel guide thing? Turn it sideways. push her in. Now you got this little piece that goes on the end of your barrel. As you can see, I've took mine apart a lot. I'm gonna buy a new one so it looks good. Can't really see it on the camera, I'm sure, but you're just gonna push it in with your finger. They do got tools for this. You can get them on your Amazon. You might be able to find them at Center Target or down there at Bad Woods Outdoors. I know they're on Amazon and they're fairly cheap, but I'm not gonna tell you they're cheap because I don't got money to be throwing around like that. And now the last thing that I would do before this video's over with, make sure you ain't got no resistance. She's smooth, but I am gonna buy her a new spring eventually. You take, I'm just gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna close it. If you're just gonna go to the range, you think your gun will dry up a little bit, come up here to the tip of your barrel, put you like 2 or 3 drips. Take your finger, swirl it around, and come back here to your side, put you 3 or 4 drips on that side, 3 or 4 drips on this side, and let it work it in there. Then you're gonna wanna get right here just a little bit. So you're gonna pull it back just a little bit, hold it. I've got the little needle bottles, and you're just gonna put you like a few drips right there. Then you're gonna work it. Last but not least, you're gonna oil this right here up. Mine is oiled up. Honestly, I'd put some grease on it because sometimes that just is a pain. And then, last but not least, most people ain't gonna tell you to, but that old magazine right there, they're shooting her, she's a little dirty. Got a little foul and a little gunpowder on her. I myself like to come, and I don't ever take my magazines apart unless there's something wrong with them. That's something I don't do that I probably should, but I don't. Like on AR-15 magazines, you got the steel bottom. Those magazines are a lot harder to deal with. If you bend it the wrong way or something, then your magazine don't want to go back together right. Then you've got to take your time, figure out what's going on, what you've bent wrong. Yeah, you pretty much just wipe her down real good. And there you go, guys. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by nobody, but a boar snake right there is your best friend. I didn't buy this boar snake because I'm too cheap. My father-in-law bought that for me. Appreciated it. I would definitely go get you into one though. And like I said, Lucas's Guz gun oil. There's way better gun oil out there. But if you guys don't care, like, subscribe, and tell me if you want to know how to clean anything specifically or shoot anything. You see how I've got some of this right here still on there? It's best to go down and wipe that back off again because there's a lot of gun oil. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and see you guys in the future.